There's a scene in the third episode of Disney Plus Hotstar's The Trial which features an obnoxious, deafening news anchor reporting on a court case about an elderly man who's allegedly sleeping with his nurse. In big capital letters, the headline on screen says, "He was having an affair with her nurse." I'm pretty certain it's supposed to say, "He was having an affair with his nurse." It's a careless typo, which is fine, I guess mistakes happen. But in this particular case, it perfectly captures the essence of this series. Shoddy, cobbled together, and with very little substance or attention to detail. It feels like the show is screaming, look, it's a remake. It's got a big star, stuff happens, what more could you want? I don't know, half of decent, effective storytelling would be nice. Created by Suchin and written by Hussain and Abbas Dalal along with Siddharth Kumar, The Trial is the official remake of the popular American series The Good Wife. I haven't seen the original, thankfully, because I don't think I have the capacity for any further disappointment or frustration. I'm pretty sure if I had watched the original and I was a fan, I'd probably spend the remainder of this review curled up in a ball and crying in the corner. Kajol is Nayonika Sengupta. After her husband, a judge, Rajiv Sengupta, played by Jishu Sengupta, is caught up in a sex scandal and accused of taking bribes, he's taken to prison, leaving Nayonika, an ex-top lawyer, to pick up the pieces and return to practicing law after a 10-year gap. Amidst her marriage and husband's dealings becoming a media storm, she joins a fancy law firm as a junior lawyer and must start at the bottom. A lawyer in the spotlight takes the cases of other people in the spotlight. As she's thrown back in the legal field into heated courtroom battles, we see her stumble and fumble for all of one scene. And from then on, she's back to being a badass lawyer again with zero sense of progression. All this while, through his own ongoing legal battle, we're meant to keep wondering about whether her husband, Rajiv, is actually guilty or not. But here, the narrative doesn't keep us guessing and on our toes as much as it does keep us permanently confused and annoyed. This is a guy who, despite being in jail for months, somehow still has perfect hair. It looks like he's been checked into some sort of spa. As Nayonika, Kajol is immensely watchable, but she's limited by the dull narrative around her. Instead, it's the effortless Sheba Chadda as Malini and the polished charm of Ali Khan as VC, Nayonika's two bosses, who provide this series with what little spark it has. But despite their efforts, not only is it incredibly difficult to care for any of these characters, between its loud, choppy, heavy-handed storytelling, flat surface-level dialogue, and use of every lazy narrative device in the book, you could literally amplify the tone of The Trial by like 15% and it wouldn't be out of place as an over-the-top TV soap. Throw in the odd editing that seems to have no faith in these actors and performances through its constant cutting. Even a scene of just two people talking is cut like a bad action movie. It just refuses to let a moment breathe. But where The Trial shines brightest is its baffling background score, which feels like it belongs to a different series entirely. This spectacularly insecure, spoon-feedy score seems to have a mind of its own. Happy scenes have weird peppy music, but then when things get serious, you're suddenly assaulted by sad violins and flutes. There's just no grace or restraint whatsoever. It's the kind of background music that feels like it's been ripped straight out of a Hindi movie from the 90s. Thankfully, we do get some unintentional moments of humor to keep us going. Like the fact that someone is blackmailing the Sengupta family by sending them a steady stream of pictures of Rajiv having sex with other women. But instead of Nayonika finding it, her two young daughters do. But they don't turn away in horror. Instead, they seem to spend several episodes extensively examining these sex stills looking for evidence. You remember, right? The time when somebody sent you images of your dad in bed with various women and you were like, well, I'm going to have to keep looking at these for days. Good times, good times. Also, for some reason, the show only seems to care about one of Nayonika's two daughters. One is awarded some sort of dimension and personality and the other, for some reason, is entirely ignored. Find someone who cares about you more than this show cares about daughter number 2. Hashtag justice for daughter number 2. Also, hashtag justice for us for having to sit through this series. For what little it's worth, the last time Disney Plus Hotstar teamed up with writers Hussain and Abbas Dalal for the remake of a popular Western show, the result was Ajay Devgan's starrer Rudra. While the series was passable at best, what did work to keep things moving and engaging was the new deranged killer to find each episode template. But in The Trial, the different court cases each episode are bland. What this show's trying to do is give us drama on 3 fronts. The sexual chemistry and latent feelings between characters, the internal office politics within a top law firm, and the new intriguing legal cases each episode. While it fails on all 3 counts, I can think of another series that nails it on all those fronts. Amazon Prime Video's criminally underrated Guilty Minds. There are times this show manages to muster some half-interesting moral conflicts, like what do you do when you know your client is in the wrong, or when two lawyers within the same firm are on opposing sides, or having to wreck someone's personal life to win a case. But the writers just don't seem to know what to do with these. What you're left with is a series you coast through that's barely able to rise to even ambient viewing. The Trial may present itself as a legal drama / relationship drama, but it frequently felt like a sci-fi series because I swear to you, for much of its 8 episodes, it feels like time stood still. You can watch The Trial on Disney Plus Hotstar, but you should watch Guilty Minds on Amazon Prime Video.